Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin has seen an 8% rally in the last 24 hours. It's not insignificant. In fact, it's quite significant. And it's happening alongside the total cryptocurrency market cap bouncing from the 2021 all-time high support zone, alongside Ethereum bouncing from a major macro support zone, as well as Ethereum's bull market support band. It's also happening alongside the S&P 500 pushing against its all-time highs, looking to create levels it's never been before. So this all seems like good news, but we need to bring it into context, right? We are not out of the woods yet. The medium-term trend, which currently is a corrective trend, has not reversed yet. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you what needs to happen for Bitcoin to reverse that medium-term trend, and then further to reverse and actually fully continue to the upside and start this next macro leg. A lot of this relates to the weekly chart RSI, which currently is seeing a potential resistance support flip. This could be one big fake out at this point in time, and we need to have clarity on the situation before we decide to start placing buys. So I discuss a few things first, and then I get into the weekly chart, which I see as the most important thing towards the end of the video. Stick around for it. Before we get into it, check out the Bitunix Exchange. It's global, non-KYC, accessible from anywhere in the world with very minimal restrictions. It's never had a security breach before, never had a hack before in over 4.5 years of being on the market. It's got all the functions, features, and pairs you'd expect with a regular major exchange. And with my affiliate link below, you can sign up by clicking on that link with just an email address and a password, and you will get an exclusive 15% lifetime trading fee discount attached to your account on every single buy and sell. So use that link down below to sign up. I'm advertising these guys on my own accord. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out to me. That just shows you how much I like the exchange. So check out that link down below and use it to help out the channel and help out yourself. Appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content. The reason why the drop that lasted a few days was anything worth noting at all wasn't because it was a massive threat to the entire macro structure or the macro bull market. It wasn't. The bull market will remain intact until this yellow price range breaks down, and that will be at about 93,000. So we're very much still in a bullish macro position. I don't need to spend any more time on that. I think people have that well established by now. It was merely short-term, medium-term price action, and we had a major support zone previously in red, this red rectangle here, which unfortunately was flipped for resistance. So a strong move for downside on Bitcoin, but more importantly on Ethereum. And the altcoin market, and taking a big dive there on Ethereum, breaking down from an ascending wet channel formation and holding onto that macro support zone. Exact same thing on the total cryptocurrency market cap, breaking down from a strong ascending white support line, flipping it for resistance, breaking down from another support level horizontally, which held us up for months, and then coming right down to the 2021 all-time high. Now, luckily, that 2021 all-time high held. We actually retested that perfectly and bounced off of it. So that's a good sign. And luckily on Ethereum, that macro support held as well. So we're not actually in a active short-term breakdown at this point in time for altcoin markets and for broad cryptocurrency markets. But we're also not in the clear, right? What we're seeing right now, in my view, definitionally speaking, is a bounce during a correction, okay? And that will be the case until the range highs are taken out. Now, the definitive level, and the defining level, I should say rather, of this entire medium-term price structure on Bitcoin and hence the cryptocurrency market is basically this red line here, which can be drawn diagonally between the high back here on the 22nd of May and the high over here on the 11th of June. And therefore, until that high is taken out and conquered, until we've broken that resistance line, I will consider this a correction as we're seeing it. So currently, let me just define what we're doing. We're not actively dropping currently. We are in a bounce within a larger medium-term correction within a larger macro bull market. That's what's happening right now. And in order to get out of this medium-term correction, we need to break above this red diagonal resistance line. And of course, that implies breaking above 107,000 as well, which is another notable resistance zone. If we can do both of those things, I would expect Bitcoin to attack all-time highs again and therefore break this medium-term downwards trend, because it would be creating a new high in doing that. But right now, we're not in the clear because we have not done that yet. We have not broken this level, which is defining the medium-term range-based highs. And so we're not in the clear. And so we can't really sit here and expect Bitcoin to be bullish and break all-time highs next week yet. We just cannot say that. In fact, we are still at threat. And that threat doesn't really dissipate fully until the entire macro range is broken, really. if we're speaking about this from a logical perspective, what are we doing right now on Bitcoin? We're in a macro range between these two lines stemming backwards from 2017 and 2021. And hence, until one of those lines break, we're still in the same macro range, and hence we're not in a new macro move, and hence we're not, really moving upwards or moving downwards definitively. We're in these medium-term corrections or medium-term pumps that don't really have any longer-term result. Now, one of the results we want to be seeing is a break of this level right here in yellow, but another result we want to be seeing, and looking at it from a slightly different perspective, is a breakdown of this USDT dominance chart ascending support line in red. This chart is reverse correlated to Bitcoin. It measures the strength of Tether against the market. And obviously Tether is used to buy coins. So when people buy, they're using their Tether. The Tether dominance is lowering, right? When people sell, they're selling into Tether. Tether dominance is rising. Therefore, we want this chart to move downwards. And this support line here is hence offering resistance for the broader crypto market. And if we're looking at it technically speaking, we look at 2021, right? This exact support level we're testing right now is what marked both the tops in 2021 for the crypto market. So this line is incredibly important to break. We need to be seeing this line go completely for the next macro move to start, as well as this yellow line here breaking completely for the next macro move to start. It's not really the topic of this video, but the topic of this video is more medium term. And from a medium term perspective, yeah, it's this red line here diagonally that needs to go. And it's also, and critically, and this is the last thing we'll look at, it's also the weekly chart RSI level that needs to be reconquered. Now, there has been a bearish market cipher B cross there, but I'm not taking that too seriously at this point in time because we do have an opportunity to reverse that cross in this weekly candle. So here's where I get to what's important. With this weekly candle, right, it's very, very important that we close above the prior weekly candle, probably above 105,000. Now, that's not just because 105,000 is a support zone on the weekly chart, which it is. You can see those support levels there at 105. That actually stems back from 2021. We held that a few times. We've recently dropped below it, but it's because of the weekly chart RSI level at 62. You're probably aware of this level by now. If you're not, it's the origin of the weekly chart RSI price action. If we draw it horizontally, you can see many, many perfect retests of support and resistance on this line. I'm circling a few of them right now. And it's also worth considering that even though some of these retests don't look precise, that is because the RSI is a hindsight indicator, and we only see the levels the RSI closed at exactly, not what was happening in between. And I can guarantee you in between it looks even more valid than this. But in the last 18 months, which is the example I use all the time, I'll look at it again. This weekly chart RSI level breaking and holding has been incredibly influential for the Bitcoin structure. Breaking above it here, new move on Bitcoin, breaking below it here, move downwards on Bitcoin, breaking above it, move upwards, breaking below it, move downwards, breaking above it, move upwards again. And we've just recently, actually a day ago, pretty much 24 hours ago, broke below that 62 level on the RSI. Now, one of the reasons, as well as what I've already discussed, why I'm not considering this move to be a full recovery yet, even though it looks like Bitcoin's doing very well, is because this exact weekly chart RSI level, which we've recently broke below, is actually being faced for resistance right now. And so we could be in a position in which this could be a bearish resistance support flip before heading further downwards, and hence this could be one big fake out or trap. So, adding to the list of things we need to see, I would add that we need to be seeing a weekly close above the 62 level on the weekly chart RSI for Bitcoin to be fully in the clear. Overall, some good steps in the right direction. A lot of it's led by the S&P 500, in my view. S&P 500 is pushing against all-time highs right now. Relief in the market is being seen probably because of that. Overall, no macro changes, not even really any medium-term changes. But this bounce is, well, yet again, another opportunity for Bitcoin to reverse back to the upside. So let's see if it takes it. So again, we need to be seeing this diagonal line break in red. We need to be seeing this weekly chart level at 62 being broken. Both of those things would reverse the medium-term trend. And for the longer-term trend to be a continuation to the upside, for the bull market to continue, we need to break this yellow line here. And we need to break down below the USDT dominance chart's macro support zone. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please check out the Bitunix Exchange. It's global, it's non-KYC, it's never been hacked before, and it's been on the market for 4 years, which is an exceptionally good track record, a very secure exchange in a market environment currently where exchanges are not very secure. Exchanges are getting hacked left, right, and center. This one is a beacon of security in that period of time and reputability. It's got everything you'd expect on a major exchange, hundreds of trading pairs, spot, futures, everything you'd need. And with my referral link down below, you can sign up to get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life. So on every single buy and every single sell you make, if you sign up with my affiliate link, you'll get 15% off the fees. It's exceptionally good stuff. Use that link to sign up. Help out the channel, help out yourself. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you tomorrow.